Okay, this is try number 2 for this video. I just recorded the other one and then completely remembered what else I wanted to say. This is the machete shape that came with that shotgun scabbard that I'm using for my axes. It's 18 inches from base of the handle to the end of the blade. I just ordered a Ontario replacement for this. I wanted to have a good machete. I just can't tolerate. I don't mind low cost, but I just can't tolerate junk. And the more I've worked with this one, the more I'm under the opinion that it's just trash. The more I ground, I took this out in the garage and ground the blade, reprofiled the edge so that I can work it with a stone in less than an hour instead of spending 5 or 6 hours on it. As I was grinding it, this paint that's on here, it softened up enough that everywhere I touched this blade, my fingerprints got permanently embedded into it. So that's going to be the next step. After I get it sharp, I gotta sand, somehow get this paint off of here and put some good paint back on it. This here is what's known in the farm country as a corn knife. These blades they're sold with a handle about as long as what's painted black here. Anymore, they were cheap wooden blades that were blister razors, and then they switched to plastic ones, but they're just barely better. This blade here got thrown into a burn pile. As I was cleaning up the burn pile, I pulled this out. The shape as these get used, this is the brand new shape that they come. As they get used, these ends tend to get rounded out just exactly like this ends up when it's new. So this isn't a very old blade, but it's been used enough that it got burned up. What probably happened was the handle broke, and instead of spending the half an hour to put a new handle on it, they just threw the whole thing away and replaced it. This is a piece of oak, straight grain oak. I salvaged this out of a. It's hard to work with this one-handed. I salvaged this out of a box spring. It's 33 inches of the handle. Of that is about 5 inches of it is actually holding the 5 inches of it is actually holding metal. Then I filled the back side of it in with epoxy. After I bolted it, then filled the gap in with epoxy, and then I found the balance point on all my cutting edges. Axes, hatchets, everything. I always like to paint the balance point with black. This isn't. It's not cosmetic. This is the balance point between the handle and the blade right here. So this one's a 33. This one's 33-inch handle. With some overlap where the blade is into the handle. what I'll probably end up doing with this is a antique. It's called a sheep's foot axe handle. And this, the axe that I bought, I paid $2 for the axe and the handle. And this one is, it had sat, the handle and the axe had sat leaned up against a barn wall for decades. And the handle just bowed. It tried to straighten itself out, and it bowed real bad. Right about where it meets the black handle there. But there's enough. The handle is still in good shape. It's just warped. So what I thought of doing, what I'm probably going to end up doing, is the same thing as with this this one right here. I'll take the axe handle, cut it, split it down, blast these rivets out, replace them with some bolts, and then epoxy it back intact. And I'll have the option of making 2 tool handles out of this. In fact, this lower section is straighter. It's straighter for a longer run if I just do that. So that'll probably be what I work it out for. And I'll plan on taking I got a plastic barrel. I'll cut the sidewall out of that and heat up the plastic and make a basically a Kydex sheath out of regular plastic, and then we'll call it good. Then I'll blast a couple of holes in the sheath, and then put one at the top, one at the bottom, and with some simple braided up cord, like paracord kind of deal, I can just sling that over the top of my shoulder. This isn't anything stupid as far as, you know, zombie apocalypse bullshit. This is these are weed choppers. Being able to reach out 33 inches. This is over 4.5 feet from end to end, and I can reach out 4.5, 5 feet, closer to 6 feet when you add in the length of my arm, and I can reach out and chop weeds without having to do a bunch of bending over. And that's what the purpose of this is you go out and you chop weeds away from the field intakes so that the water can drain away from the field, and then you chop corn out of the soybeans, and just general projects like that. So this is what I got in mind for this. My other machete should show up here about the middle of next week. So that's what I'm working on.